Once again, I'd like to demonstrate something with the blackboard. I'm showing you a diagram of the development of the crack size as a function of load cycles for two different cases. Here we have a plate or a sheet of material, and this contains a small hole. And from this hole, a crack propagates, two cracks on either side. And another case, same material, and a bigger hole. Now, for the first case, the crack propagates this way. And for the second case, the crack propagates this way. I should have changed the drawings here, but I think it doesn't matter. So what you see here, same material, same stress amplitude. Here the crack propagates slowly, and here it propagates fast. Any idea? Isn't that strange? It's the same material, same crack, same applied stress. But the crack behavior is completely different, substantially different. You're obviously running into a trap that almost everybody runs into. Because let's look at this situation this way, okay? Then we see a hole here. This size is a crack. This size. Here we have this hole and this crack. Cracks are the same here. Any idea why the behavior is so different?
The crack length is different.
What? The crack size is the same. Exactly.
The stress concentration would be different to the bigger surface.
Okay, this is, this is the second point. We have the stress field, but the stress isn't constant, the nominal stress. But as soon as the crack has left the notch field, so to speak, the argument is all correct. But in those cases, the cracks may have left the notch field here. It's the crack size. The crack size is more than this. This is the crack size. Here we go. In the beginning, it behaves really like a small crack here, a short crack, suffering, so to speak, from the stress field of the notch, in this case of the circular hole, and then gradually the effect of the whole diameter takes over, and this is, I can tell you, is frequently being ignored. And as far as I know, this was the cause of the Alexander Kielland failure. Okay, now back to crack closure, or to variable amplitude loading, and we will see that crack closure plays the major role here. Or you consider an experiment where a crack propagates at a constant rate. Usually when the crack grows longer, the rate increases. But it's easier to show in a diagram to have the crack propagating at a constant rate. This can be easily done experimentally. You control your test machine such that with increasing crack size, the amplitude is gradually lowered, or by a tapered specimen. So we believe we are able to conduct a test with a constant crack propagation rate. So here we have the number of load cycles, and here we have the crack size in linear coordinates. And we start with a high amplitude, and the crack may propagate at this rate, and then we lower the amplitude, and the new equilibrium propagation rate is lower, of course, as we know. You see, I show a dashed line. This is what we expect, of course. We switch over from a high amplitude to a low amplitude, and the low amplitude causes a lower crack propagation rate. But what we observe experimentally is something different. We observe that at the beginning the crack is very slow, and only after a while it attains what I call the equilibrium rate. So we have a delay in crack propagation, or in other words, we gain life as we would expect if there were no interaction between the different load cycles. Obviously, we have an interaction or a history effect. People call it history effect, load history, because we will now see the reverse effect when we go to a small amplitude to a bigger amplitude. We have a different effect, and this shows it really matters in what sequence we apply certain load cycles or blocks of load cycles. It's the order that matters. So here we have a delay, which can be substantial, here. And if we now reverse the order, here we start with a small load, and consequently with a low rate. And then we come with a bigger amplitude. And what we expect would be this propagation rate. What we expect, but it's something that doesn't happen. And we have an acceleration effect, but the acceleration effect is much smaller than the delay effect. So we have something, always getting messy here. We have something that looks like this. And this is the acceleration effect. So there's obviously an interesting history effect. And in the past, when we didn't know about the mechanisms, we just added, so to speak, the damage caused by the various load cycles in a linear manner, which is obviously not correct. But fortunately, in most cases, if we would do what we call a linear damage accumulation, we would in most cases be on the safe side. Not always, but in most cases. Now a slightly different version. Here is N and A, and we have a certain load cycle, and maybe we have this crack propagation rate, and we apply a single peak overload, which happens, for example, when you drive your car and you hit the curb, you get a big bang on your right front wheel, and by the way, test drivers for new models do these things. And so we apply a single peak overload, then we go back to the previous amplitude. It's The single peak overload, or it is a single load cycle, and a single load cycle can never be the cause of a macroscopically measurable crack advance. So the increase in crack size due to the single overload can't be shown at the diagram because it's too minute, maybe it's a fraction of a micron. But it has another effect, so this is the expected course of our crack. What happens is this here, a delay, substantial delay, caused by the single peak overload, which sounds a bit perverse. You apply an overload and you gain life. And usually when we deal with uncracked specimens or components, overloads lead to a life reduction because crack initiation is enhanced. But once we have a crack, it's the reverse. And also this effect causes a lot of headache, and but it can be easily explained by crack closure. Let's do it on this case here. So here is N for time, it doesn't matter for time. And here apply K. So this is the K function, constant amplitude, and one single peak overload. And we know that crack closure happens. Maybe the crack is closed here. And we have a certain delta K effective, which is above the crack closure level. And when we apply the single peak overload, all of a sudden the crack closure is much higher, and crack closure decays this time to the previous equilibrium condition. So the effective delta K becomes very small, and hence the crack propagation rate, because the crack propagation rate depends on the second to fourth power of delta K or delta K effective. So a single peak overload leads to a drastic reduction in increase in load cycle, crack closure, and reduction in the crack propagation rate. And the same is happening here, and it can be explained quantitatively. Or people have found that the crack, it migrates here, has a plastic zone of this size, for example, the equilibrium plastic zone size. And the single peak overload here creates a large plastic zone, and the equilibrium is reached again or regained as soon as the crack has left the overload plastic zone and everything is like it was before. So there is a correlation. You know, it is experimental finding, experimental correlation. Remember what I said previously, gain as much information as possible from a test or also from numerical studies. Not just what you have in mind at the moment, because usually we tend to focus ourselves on something that came to us, oh, that's a good idea, I'm doing this, and we ignore what is left and right. And please widen your view and increase your consciousness, so to speak. Okay. And this can be quantified. But this is too complex. There is a finite element code which I'm briefly mentioning in a few minutes. And all these things here can be quantitatively predicted. Now, finally, any questions to crack closure here? I mean, the thing is a bit more complex. We induce negative residual stresses and so on and so forth. We did also X-ray measurements to determine high-resolution X-ray measurements to determine the local residual stresses. But the picture that we gave is the same as with the level of the plastic zone here. Okay. That was a case when the failure occurred during operation of something, and the reason was that a crack became critical before people were able to detect it, because it was hidden somewhere in the structure. And since this kind of failure was extremely expensive, people they knew about crack closure effect or retardation effect of single peak overloads, and then they required that the operator, or whatever it is, not telling you as long as I'm being taped, to apply a single peak overload in certain intervals to extend the life of the component. But this, of course, has to be carefully checked in experiments, because in the end it can lead to the opposite effect, of course. And the effect is then the following. We have crack propagation with this rate here. A single peak overload is applied. It is retarded, the crack here. And then another single peak overload is applied, and the crack is again retarded. And you see the effect can be very substantial. And of course, it can't be overdone, because at the end, the K max, the maximum K value that we apply, can be bigger than the critical value of the fracture toughness of the material. So this has to be avoided, of course. Okay. Now, back to. No, before we go not back to the screen, I would like to present very briefly some effects of the environment of the fatigue crack propagation curve. And yesterday we saw that the environment can have an effect on crack propagation or crack extension under monotonically increasing loads and or static loads, whatever you prefer. And now we will see that the environment can have a substantial effect on the fatigue crack propagation curve. Now, and quite schematically, an example here, logarithm of delta K and logarithm of the ADN. So this may be the air curve, the curve under laboratory air conditions. And now we do the same kind of test, say frequency in maybe salt water, and we find something like this here. So this is NaCl water. And at low rates there is quite a difference, but at higher rates both curves converge. Why? Why do they converge at higher rates? Any idea? Slope? Oh, that's that. I mean, what you have here is corrosion fatigue, and corrosion is a time-dependent effect. At higher crack propagation rates, there's less and less time for the electrochemical effect to be effective. Okay, so in the end, there is no difference. And I showed you yesterday, I probably don't remember, a graph for electrochemics tests we did in salt water, that at high grades the initiation values in salt water were the same as in air, because once again the electrochemical effects take time. Okay, so good, so bad. Marine structures suffer from corrosion. And to this end, frequently, not always, but frequently, people add anodes, zinc anodes, to marine structures, in particular platforms in the sea, to protect the base material, protect the system, the engineering system, from being corroded away. This helps also for fatigue, for cyclic loading. Fatigue in saltwater is detrimental to fatigue, so the ascent curve becomes worse. And when we apply a zinc anode, or several tons of zinc, several tons that are spent on a platform, fatigue properties are increased. It's wonderful. But as soon as you have a crack, it goes the other way around. And so we did, years ago, many years ago, we did many experiments in saltwater environments, NaCl, but also H2M saltwater. And once again, here we have air. And when you do tests in salt water with anodic protection, something very strange happens. We had a higher threshold and hence lower rates here. And then this happened. Say negative millivolts as a symbol for cathartic protection. Okay. Can you read it? No. Whenever you can't read it, please complain. You know? You're paying to be here, and you can complain if something goes wrong. Okay. It took quite a while until we understood this phenomenon. Number one, many researchers had found that the decrack propagation rate skyrockets when we apply negative potential, and when we vary the potential, we can vary the level of that plateau. Low millivolts give you a low plateau, high millivolts give you a higher plateau. And this also depends on the strength of the material, but this doesn't matter here at the moment. So anodic protection is very bad when we have cracks. You get huge crack growth rates, higher by orders of magnitude. So this is really bad. But when we do the threshold regime, it's the other way around. And it took some while until we understood that. It was crack closure. Crack closure, but not happening in simple salt water, but it had to be ASTM seawater, because seawater contains much more than just NaCl, any kind of, elements, metals, whatever it is, calcium, and so on and so forth. And we had a very clever experimentalist, he had that idea, and he found that a relatively thick layer was created on the fatigue fracture surface that led to high crack closure. And that's why we ended up with a higher threshold under these conditions. So this was very interesting. And in the end, it was even dependent on the thickness of the specimen. Thinner specimens had a larger effect, thicker specimens a smaller effect. obviously it was the transport from the side surface of the specimen to the interior along the crack front, because it's the crack front that matters. And unfortunately, we had to stop this due to the lack of funding. It was very, very interesting. But like I said yesterday, there is a standard frequency, test frequency, which is 0.05 Hertz, and all these tests are terribly time-consuming. In short-term tests, you can scan large parameter fields. You know, it's very easy, like finite element analysis. But when you have creep tests or corrosion tests, they take some creep tests take 10 years. You know, you can't do a PhD work in this kind of area, or you and your kids do it. So the range of parameters we were able to vary was quite limited. Also, we had a number of machines we could use on. Okay, so this was very interesting and really also something new that we found. Now, coming to the end, I would like to show you a few view graphs and Paul again. Once again, what you had previously, and this is a very nice track. You know, when you want to bother somebody in an exam, you have to have him give you the correct answer. Okay, once again, this what you had previously, the acceleration effect here. And the effect, of course, depends on the jump. And the delay effect. And by the way, these effects depend on the yield strength of the material. The lower the yield strength, the greater the effect. Because the lower the yield strength, the more plastic deformation you have, the bigger the plastic zone. And some systematic studies have shown that. It's very interesting. Now this is the multiple peak overload, and yeah, once again it shows this effect. And here, two different blocks loaded in a specific sequence. Here we have a constant crack propagation rate. Then acceleration due to the raise in the size of the magnitude of the amplitude. Crack closure develops, and the acceleration goes down, and we reach the equilibrium condition. And the reverse effect here, when we go down, when we have a high-low clock, then immediately the crack is delayed, and in the end it resumes the original equilibrium rate. So this is a compilation of various histories, load histories. You see the peak overload, you see the retardation. But here we have also the DADN diagrams. They can be quite complex here. See the peak underload has also an effect. And funnily enough, it has an acceleration effect due to the introduction of positive residual stresses. Positive residual stresses, just like compressive pre-pressure. Here's the high-low and low-high, and you see what I showed you previously, but also here's the rates, and yeah, nothing to add here. My colleague Uwe Zerbst has compiled these diagrams here. Yeah, now final thing. Jim Newman at NASA, now at Mississippi State University, developed a code, a fatigue propagation code, which includes crack closure. And crack closure is persistently induced crack closure. And he's able to follow cycle by cycle or block by block the crack closure behavior, and hence he is able to predict crack propagation with high accuracy under any kind of variable locality. It is really, I mean, this is the final goal people have ever dreamed about for more than 100 years. And he has got it, and the program is available. I'm not quite sure, but I believe it's even free. So Professor Newman at Mississippi State, if you are interested, or if you wish to know more about it, you can send me an email, and I can take care of the contact. So here you see the model, and this is what I don't agree with. Physically, this is not, in my view, not correct. But it's a nice computational model. And remember what we were discussing yesterday. We always do models. We are never able, and I think we are never willing to describe nature in all its aspects exactly. Simply we can't. There's only the two-body problem in astronomy, which is, in my view, as far as I know, the only problem that it's exactly soluble. And everything else is more complex, so we have to simplify, and this is the danger that we do the wrong simplifications, you know. We have to simplify the model such that it is tractable, that we can treat it mathematically. If you can treat it mathematically, forget about it. You know? But this is, if I may, end with a further piece of wisdom, you know. There's a substantial difference between Eastern and Western thinking. Eastern thinking always was more holistic thinking. Go to a Chinese doctor and he or she will ask you questions about your life. Are you happy at home, at work? What do you eat? Do you do physical exercise? And so on and so forth. So that doctor tries to understand the whole person and not its liver or skin or whatever. And whereas the Western doctors know everything about the organs and nothing about the human. Full stop. It is Greek thinking, the Greek philosophy. I mean, the natural science are an offspring of philosophy. And in the ancient Greek times, philosophy and science were the same. And the Greek tried to chop down a complex problem into individual sub-problems, which led to a consequence has been the enormous progress in natural sciences in Europe. I mean, we have learned so much. It was really an explosion, and but we have to pay the price that we understand so much about little details, and now people come back to understand the complete system. What to get back to the holistic approach to complexity. Complexity is a new buzzword, you know. When you apply for a research grant, it contains nano, complexity, and holistic. You have good chances. You need the right buzzwords, but seriously, we have learned about the details, and now it's time to combine everything. Probably impossible, but the way is to go, and we have to understand systems better than just the details. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, so Jim Newman used you see here, this is a stress distribution in the plastic zone. He has no hardening, obviously, here. No hardening. So here is within the plastic zone, there is yield strength, and then the stress decays here with increasing distance. And here on crack closure, we have negative stresses, the proportional to the yield strength, and so on and so forth. And he puts this into his calculational model, and he did an interesting exercise. You remember engineering alloys, metal alloys usually contain second phase particles. They serve as crack starters. So in the beginning of life, there is already a number of micro cracks. In fact, it's a distribution. You see the probability, C4340, and the particle radius here in microns. So it's quite big here. And this is the distribution. And then J. Newman sat down and predicted the SN curve. He predicted the SN curve. This is something you can see here. Sorry, there's still the German fonts here. This is the SN curve. This is a smooth surface. However, with a starting defect of this size here, 13 microns. These are the experiments, and this is a computation. The same thing with defined scratches of the surface. Again, experiments and analysis. It couldn't be any better. Well, this is constant amplitude loading. This is the SN curve. And when Jim Newman, with his software, is able to predict, number one, a macro crack under variable amplitude loading, on the other hand, a smooth specimen with starting crack sizes in terms of the SN curve, then why shouldn't he be able to predict the life of a smooth component or specimen under variable amplitude loading? That's, well, I'm now making the same mistake that I was warning you before previously. Now we've got it. Okay, really we've got it. Which is not true, but every time you make a big step, you're relaxed, and now we've got it. It is not the case, because now comes the next models, environment, for example. Okay. Very briefly, by the way, many years ago, did this schematic here, similar to what I showed you before here. Here you see the plateau, and a small thing on the effect of temperature of aluminum alloys. Lower temperatures give you greater life as compared to higher temperatures. It's not very relevant, but just one example to show you an effect of temperature. And that takes us to our lunch break. And we will meet again at 1 o'clock. Is that okay? 1 o'clock. So see you.